Say goodbye to Brian Moser and say goodbye to the killing spree that's about to happen again, because Dexter is back. He's putting his past behind him and he's starting all over again. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment. This is your review for Season 2, Episode 2. This one's called Waiting to Exhale, and we see Dexter managed to finally put what I must believe at this point is like a 40+ day non-killing streak behind him, and he takes care of the not so little Chino.
He did. He killed him. Big Chino has left the building. How did he get his name, Little Chino? I need to know.
I need to know. So, obviously, last time out, Dexter did have a chance to kill him. He didn't use enough wrapping, whatever you call it, like wrapping cling foil, plastic, whatever.
Big mistake with a big guy.
Yeah, and Little Chino managed to break out of that. So, Dexter is not going to make that mistake again. So, we'll see how he gets it done. But we see Dexter in his bed. He's unable to sleep. He says his mind's drifting all over the place, but the one thing he can't do is drift to sleep, and he thinks that all his secrets are floating to the surface, which is technically true because, I mean, all these bodies are now being brought up, and he is the Bay Harbour butcher, and it's only a matter of time before he gets caught. So it's another sleepless night for Dexter. He's been having a lot of these lately, and he wonders how can he solve a crime when he can't even solve himself. So, yeah, he doesn't really know what's wrong with him. Turns up at the crime scene. It turns out the victim here is Eva, who was the son of one of the people killed by Little Chino. She was going to testify against the 29th Street Gang for the kill on her son, but now she's not going to get the opportunity because she has been macheted and it's all over for her. Dokes tells Dexter, take a picture, it'll last longer.
I'm watching you, Dexter, motherfucker. Back to this crew's name, 29 Street Kings. Not exactly the greatest gang name of all time, is it?
No, but they're probably based on a 29th Street, I don't know.
That's exactly what it is. Aye, but in Sons, the 19ers are on 19th Street. 19ers? The 29ers? That's what these guys could have called themselves, no?
Yeah, maybe. Actually, that probably does sound a bit better. Deborah's still having trouble getting over Brian Moser, so, or as we call him, Rudy, the ice truck killer. So we don't know how but she's not happy. She's trying to help the residents, but no one really wants to know anything from the police. Grandma speaking in Spanish. Deborah tells her to slow down, but then a little kid named Joey puts his own spin on Grandma's words, and he says, "Police are fucking useless."
They're fucking useless, Grande.
And Deborah asks, is that really how Grandma said it? He's like, no, but you get the point.
What is it with the minorities hating on the police?
I know, not fair. We see,
should have committed these crimes in a white
speaking of minorities, we see Esme Pascal arguing with her fiance on the phone. LaGuerta comes over, tells her, look, don't worry about this. I'll deal with this crime scene, and I'll email you, I'll fax you the documents for your signature. And Esme tells Maria that she owes her. I just do not like this character, Lieutenant Esme Pascal.
Yeah.
And I get it, she's not really competent. She's kind of just been thrown in there by Matthews, Captain Matthews, because he wanted to get one over on Maria. But I don't know, even as a character, I don't think she's that entertaining.
I think the head person should be... Yeah, I think they should be entertaining. I think the head person should... Not
competent? She just doesn't seem competent.
And it just seems like filler, doesn't it? Like any time it pans to these two by themselves, it's like, right, time to look at the phone.
They don't need to be entertaining, like, but she just seems... She lacks any... lacks anything.
Yeah, Captain Matthews turns up for 3 seconds and the guy's like The Rock. This woman's just couldn't run a bath. LaGuerta, like, I never rated LaGuerta, but comparing LaGuerta to her, it's night and day.
Yeah, so we see Eva's little girl, Marisa, get carried away. Angel Batista's wondering how Marisa's going to be able to move on after seeing her dead mother in the street. And then we get a flashback with Dexter comparing that to Harry Morgan carrying him away from the crime scene where his mother was murdered. So, yeah, I guess Dexter's fucked up.
He can relate.
Later that night, Dexter is prowling for Little Chino. But it turns out Little Chino's on the prowl because Dexter notices a car behind him. He's being followed. And how Dexter deals with this, he doesn't really wait. He doesn't try and outrun Little Chino. He simply puts the brakes on, gets out the car, goes for the attack, with his flashlight, but it turns out it's not Little Chino. It's in fact Dokes.
I think this was completely out of character for Dexter, and also a few things he did this episode, but like realistically, says it's Little Chino.
Well, he's been out of character the last couple of episodes. He's been out of character since season 2. I mean, he's obviously...
You know, he has. I think that's the gimmick, but right, but what's he going for here?
Flashlight to the dome.
And I'm surprised Dokes didn't really call him out on it. He's like, what are you doing, Dex? I mean, the Dexter's playing bowling, and he takes a bigger fucking problem with that than this.
Well, Dokes was like, who you got following you at this time of night? He then looks at the flashlight and he tells Dexter to take a chance, go for it. But Dexter then just tells Dokes that, you know, this is a pretty bad neighbourhood and that you should lock your doors. So, Dokes is obviously on to Dexter. Back home, Dexter searches for Craigslist apartments for Deb, but she isn't really interested. Instead, she just drinks his orange juice straight from the jug instead of using a glass. And this pisses off Dexter and he has to fight the urge, says... Repeat it 3 times. I will not kill my sister. I will not kill my sister. I will not kill my sister. I think if you're sharing a house, you shouldn't be drinking things from the bottle. I've no issue if it's your
fucking glass.
I've no issue if it's your own drink, like, and no one else is drinking it. But if it's something that you're sharing,
they're not even put the lid back on it. Come on. Out of order.
It's poor stuff. Astor then calls Dexter, complaining that her mother's going crazy, and she's shouting at people on the phone. She's shouting at them. Dexter goes over. She says that she's trying to get Paul's funeral fixed. She's got $5,000 to put towards it, and she thinks that will be enough. She's not too sure. Then Dexter says, well, why do you care? He wasn't even your husband anymore, technically. The state will bury him for free. But Rita didn't like this and tells Dexter, I didn't ask for your help.
I mean, you could pocket $5,000 and help the kids. Come on.
Well, that's what Dexter did suggest.
Come on, Rita. David Dexter said. See this?
But Dexter doesn't have a soul, so... I mean... He doesn't really...
Not true, but fuck the kids. Be like, here, do you want $5,000? Do you want to go to some pish service that no one's going to go to other than us? I don't understand
that's kind of how it turned out. Later at the station, Deborah has it out with Maria because she told Esme Pascal about the incident in the bar. Maria says she had to tell her. And Dexter then sees Little Chino walk in. He's panicking and he ducks behind his desk because he doesn't want to get caught because obviously Little Chino's seen his face. Deborah and Dex watch the Little Chino interrogation, but Little Chino provides a DVD with a timestamp saying that he was not there. And anyone can have a video with a timestamp on it. I mean, you can edit a timestamp, you can create, I guess, a timestamp. I think a timestamp's like a thing of the past though.
Yeah, it's definitely like a you've been framed sort of.
A timestamp seems like a early 2000s, 90s, 80s kind of thing.
With the camera. I think this is just like, I don't even know how to explain it, but this guy turning up like this with his own, like, oh, here's proof. It's almost like, well, obviously this is fucking fabricated, manufactured.
So they know
see the excuse of, oh, people can't testify if they're junkies. I honestly think there should almost be a law that if a junkie's testifying against somebody who doesn't have a previous criminal record, then fair enough. But if they're testifying against somebody who's a fucking absolute scumbag bastard,
then their words should count.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough.
I'd agree. I'm
not saying if you.
What if you're a killer though?
Like 60 days community service.
What if you're a killer though in a shit neighbourhood and like 99% of the neighbourhood's junkies? Does that mean you're going to continuously get away with it because your only witnesses are fucking.
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying. It's a joke. I just don't get. I think it's not just Dexter. It's the fucking law in general. It's corrupt.
Do you think Dexter does a good way? Do you think it does a good job of portraying the criminal system?
One of the better ways, yeah.
I think so.
But I'd expect that considering it's inside the police department.
Yeah. Well, no, just in comparison to like other shows that you've seen that involve police department.
Explains it the best, yeah.
We see Dexter and Masuka, they're watching the television news coverage, but Dexter is secretly thinking that he needs new dumping grounds. Masuka then thinks that the Bay Harbour Butcher is an amateur because he can't believe that he would dump the bodies where they could be so easily found. Dexter then casually asks Masuka for locations to dump the bodies, and Masuka lists off about 12. So maybe Masuka could be the Bay Harbour Butcher here.
Wood chipper, meat pies, alligators, crocodiles, sharks, the Everglades. But 6 more as well for Masuka. He could. Could he be a serial killer down the line?
Could be. Dexter, though, thinks that all of those places require interaction with humans, and he's still left thinking of somewhere where he could go. We then get introduced to Frank Lundy, special agent with the FBI. He is coming in now to deal. It's been handed over to him. He is going to be leading the case on the Bay Harbour Butcher. Lundy declares that the agencies will work together on this case and tells everyone that he is developing a task force. Now, Agent Lundy is known for solving every single crime scene that he's ever took part in. So any case he's took up, he's solved it.
Yeah, that's a pretty good record.
This guy's got an unbeaten record. So Dexter his ass is probably twitching a little bit, and rightfully so, because Lundy's here, and this is the rock star of the FBI.
He seems like a bit of a goofball, though.
As Dokes would say, the rock star of the FBI. Lundy then shows pictures of the ice truck killer and compares his killings to the killings of the Bay Harbour Butcher, stating that they are different MOs. Dexter feels that he is losing control and ducks out of the briefing to clear his head. I kind of liked the briefing room. I thought it was kind of funny when Dexter is like stating what he knows about the murders, and then Lundy is repeating it straight after him.
Yeah.
So like Lundy's like a step ahead of everyone else.
Yeah.
So Lundy obviously showing that he knows what he's talking about here. Then Dexter goes and he gets a dart gun and a tranquilizer. He's stocking up his weapons here for his next encounter with Little Chino. We get Deborah working out at a gym. She sees a punching bag, starts taking shots at it, hurts her hand. Some gym guy offers to help her with the boxing, but when he goes to tape her up, her hands even, that's too much, and she's like, nah, I can't do this anymore. Gets flashes of the ice truck killer and runs out the gym. So
Big Rudy putting the duct tape over her mouth. You can't be doing that, buddy.
Yeah, Rudy might be dead, but he's still alive, technically. We see Little Chino at a house party. Dexter's waiting in the shadows like an absolute creep, as he always does. He sees Little Chino walking down this like alley, so Dexter jumps out in front of him. He's got the tranq dart gun, but he hesitates. Little Chino's like, I've been waiting for you. Then one of Little Chino's gang members knocks the gun out of Dexter's hand. Dexter has to run. They chase him. They corner him, but they can't find him, and that's because Dexter's went underground. He's went into the sewer system.
How the fuck did he get in here this quick?
I know, he's Dexter.
Did he have to go in the manhole cover, though?
Yeah, he went in the manhole cover, then you see him like sitting in... And see Dexter in the sewers, this just reminded me of...
Pennywise?
No, it reminded me of Luke Perry from No One Lives.
Oh, aye, yes.
Just not emotionless face where he's just sitting there in the sewers, like waiting.
Down.
That's like kind of... Do you see similarities there?
Yeah, no, I do.
Yeah, so then Dexter has to trudge home, I guess. He's stinking, he's dirty, he's not doing too good. He's while he was in the sewers, he did have he had a flashback again with his brother and Harry. So I don't know, was Harry right to lie about his brother and not tell him that he had a biological one? I don't think so, but we'll probably put that up for a poll and you guys can decide.
I love a poll.
Next morning, Deb flips out when she knocks over a briefcase to the floor. She says, what asshole left this here? And then Lundy replies, special agent FBI asshole, which I thought was pretty good.
I know, but if this guy's a rock star and he solves everything, I'd expect a wee bit of authority here. Like, what the fuck are you doing, jabroni? Fucking cracker in the dome with his briefcase.
I know, I think he's got that kind of... He's got an aura about him.
Aye, but... Like, if Dokes walked into another department and some, like, rookie sort of detective done this to his...
I know, that's the kind of person Dokes is. No? Speaking of Dokes, he goes to get a word. Can I have a minute with you, special agent? But Lundy tells him, you can have 3, because it takes 3 minutes to make good coffee,
Bullshit,
apparently.
son. It took about fucking 20 seconds.
He didn't make the coffee.
No.
Dokes tried to put over his resume and
took a bowl of fucking sugar.
And asked him that he wanted to be part of his team. Lundy then went on to say, you're good, I've looked at your record, you're a good fit here, you've done good work in this department. But no, I will not be, you won't be a good fit for me, you won't be joining my special forces. Dokes won't say, but you just praised me, you said how good a fit I would be, and he went, no, not for me, you're more of a leader. You're not a team player, you don't play well with others. Then he just forgets about his coffee and walks off.
I agree with that.
So Dokes just getting left here. Dokes thought he was going to... And then Dokes storms off, and like you said, he's like, will somebody clean this fucking shit up?
Yeah, so pretty much confirming what I said, but Dokes, You know, he was turning on lights earlier, and then this guy just went, "Go fuck yourself."
So Dokes is out.
I think he isn't a team. Well, not that he's not a team player, but he definitely suits a role of leadership rather than being part of the team more.
No, I would agree with that. Then Dexter gets home all dirty, but Rita's waiting on him. She's angry. Says, "Where the hell have you been? It's time to go and give Paul his funeral." Dexter's like, "Nah, I can't." Then she shouts at him, says, "I've been waiting. I need you. The kids need you." And Dexter's like, "Okay, give me 10 minutes and I'll go and get ready." So, yeah. We then get Angel and Deb. They're back at the neighbourhood looking for information on Eva's death, but nobody wants to talk. I guess they all fear the 29th Street King gang. We see Joey spray painting graffiti on their car. The kid runs off. Deborah gives chase. I mean, Angel tries to, but gives up, I guess. He's
unfit.
Plus, he was stabbed last season by Rudy, so I guess maybe that's still affecting him. I mean, it was either that or a stitch. He did, then he pulled up within about 2 seconds.
Yeah, well, was that an attempt or was that just a...
So either it was a stab wound or he's just not fit. I'm not too sure.
Both.
Deb then jumps on top of the kid and the kid says, "You want to fuck me?" It's a bit rapey, isn't it? Like, I mean...
I don't know, he's like fucking 14.
But then she pulls a gun on him and she says, "Do you really want to die?" Acting all tough. And then he apologises, starts crying, says he'll tell her about the guns, and then he pisses his pants. And yeah, it's pretty awkward, just gets a big piss stain on his pants there, so not good. And Angel Batista can't really believe what just happened, so...
We reach a piss over here.
It does. We then get the funeral. It's pretty weird. Cody turns around and asks Dexter, "Does that mean you're my new dad?"
Yes.
We see a flash, but we get like a hallucination. And Brian's there. Brian's talking to Dexter. Dexter says, "Why wouldn't you go away? I killed you." Brian says, "Yeah, you might have killed me, but I live on."
I will never die, Dexter.
I'm not going away yet. Dexter realizes...
The ice will never melt.
Yeah, Brian tells Dexter that killing him wasn't his fault. And then Dexter realizes he needs to let his brother go. So, yeah, Dexter needs to go with that guilt. Just needs to let it go and get back to season 1 Dexter. We then see Angel and Dexter watch as the 29th Street Kings are brought in. Everyone is brought in except for... Little Chino. And
big man.
You would notice if he wasn't there, and he wasn't there. But Dexter thinks this is great because that just means that he has a chance to get him. And it is revealed, Angel reveals that Joey had a gun pointed at him and that he pissed his pants. And Angel's trying to tell Dexter this to maybe get Dexter to have a word with Deb, but all Dexter gets out of it is that Joey has grasped on the 29th Street Kings and he will find Little Chino by finding Joey. And again, I thought this was pretty good. Ties in.
Good tactic for Dexter to do this.
We get Maria accidentally, as she said, opens it up Ismail Pascal's inter office mail, and it turns out it's phone records from her husband, so or her fiance, should I say? And Maria warns that she could get into trouble if anyone finds out she's dealing with personal stuff inside of work.
I don't care about this. I'm sorry. I just fucking don't. I've nothing to add. It's just like Lagarta could have just stayed on as the top person here. And what does it change?
Not a lot.
Nah, I like the fact she could. Well, I don't really like the fact she got called a spick, but Captain fucking what's his name?
Marcus.
He put her in her place, and having a person get demoted, it's a pretty big moment. But to bring this woman in, it's just I'm bored every time she's on the screen.
Yeah, Dexter calls Deb to say that he will be late home tonight. He's in the abandoned building. So is Joe. He's spray painting, and then Little Chino just appears. He drives up in his car, machete in hand, looking for Joey, trying to find Joey. Little Chino enters a freight elevator because he hears Joey in the elevator. But I think there was 2 elevators here. I think there was, I don't know, was there 2 elevators, or was Dexter having like, I don't know, some recording of Joey?
I think there definitely was 2 elevators.
Or has it got 2 sides? Does the elevator have 2 sides or
Joey, it looked like he was anti-clockwise facing, but then like when Dexter confronted Little Chino, it was like the other way about.
Anyway, Little Chino goes into the elevator and he expects to find Joey once the elevator doors open, but he doesn't. He finds Dexter. He gets the big choke collar thing wrapped around his neck. The two struggle, and then I'm assuming eventually Little Chino passes out. But he did have Dexter up against the chain fence, so he could have done a bit of damage there. But
this guy's manhandled Dexter the past 2 episodes.
He has, but finally the drugs or whatever kick in, and it puts Chino to sleep. We then see Dexter put Chino into the back of the car, and he gets him in the kill room. He says, don't be worrying, you ain't going to go anywhere this time, because I've got you tied up for good. And without a word, Dexter kills Chino then. Says that, you're no good here, and I'm not doing this for you.
Look at the people you killed,
I'm doing this for me. He gets on a boat, and he dumps him in a better location, the Gulf Stream, which apparently is 4 miles per hour, and Dexter says this will be enough to carry his body far away from South to North Carolina.
Into the North?
Woo! Ric Flair country, and then eventually just into the sea, into the ocean.
Into the sea!
4 miles per hour, though, doesn't seem like that big fast of a current, but maybe I guess it is.
Well, I mean, 4 miles an hour. I mean, think how many hours are in a week? 24 times 7.
Yeah, you can do a lot of distance, can't you?
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at a lot there. So, and at the end of the day, all these bodies are being found in a different. It's never really going to get found.
True.
If it gets found, we'll say it gets found in the North Atlantic Ocean, no one's going to look at Miami.
Yeah, that's a good point. Dexter gets a phone call from Rita. She impatiently tells him that she needs to see him right now. Dexter arrives at Rita's house, and he finds himself sitting at the table, staring at a shoe. And it's not just any shoe, it's Paul's shoe.
Size number 9.
Rita questions Dexter about the shoe, saying that Paul told her Dexter knocked him out and loaded him up on drugs. Rita's distraught and asks Dexter if he attacked Paul. I thought Dexter was going to try and lie his way out of this, but he admits that he did.
Cards on the table.
Hit Paul. He says that he did it to protect Rita and the kids. And Rita can kind of understand this because Paul attacked her first, so she kind of gets why Dexter did this. But then she asks where did Dexter get the drugs and how did he know about the amount to give a big guy like Paul. Dexter says he acted on impulse and he stole the drugs from the evidence locker. But then Rita says, well, how did you act on impulse if you had to steal the drugs? Then she questions, did you know beforehand you were going to act on impulse? And I thought this was pretty good because she's kind of like ripping the piss at him.
No, she was. I think he completely. I think his arse collapsed here. He could have just said, "I've never done anything like." He could just fucking denied it. Denied it would have been so much easier. Because now, right?
Yo, why couldn't Paul have been fucked out his head and his shoe fell off? And finding a missing shoe doesn't mean nothing.
But I don't get why Dexter would openly admit to this, right? Because him saying that he's a junkie and that she's like, "Oh, we need to get you help," but she pinned him always being out late at night on getting drugs, etc. So now he can't go out late at night killing people because it's going to look like he's on drugs to her.
Yeah, so Rita...
So he's just admitted to a problem that's going to last in this entire relationship.
Yeah.
He fucked up.
So Rita puts 2 and 2 together and decides that Dexter must be a drug addict and that's why he disappears every night like Frank fucking Clark or Frank Kent or Kent Clark, whatever he's called. Superman.
The guy with the big fucking ears.
Aye. So, then she says, don't worry, Dexter, admitting it's the first part of the step to recovery, and she says she will help him beat his addiction. We then get Deb working out again at the gym. Dexter hides Little Chino's blood sample, and he says, well, Little Chino, by the end of it, you're the same size as everyone else. He's the same blood size as everyone else.
Yeah, well, you know what, I like that line, but back to the drug thing, I mean, the guy's got no track marks on him. It's heroin. Where's the proof that he's ever been on drugs? I think he's just dug himself a hole with this.
Well,
like, what if Rita wants to talk to Deborah about it?
Maybe he can...
And she's like, what the fuck do you mean he's on drugs?
Maybe he can dig himself out of a hole.
Or create his own track marks, I don't know. Dexter's good at digging. Well, he doesn't really dig, actually. Just burying.
Deborah comes home stinking from being for the gym. Says she smells like a sewers. Dexter tells her, don't worry, don't need to get your own apartment just yet. You can stay here as long as you want. He thinks that by letting her stay, he's helping Harry. So are we going to see more Harry? Can Harry return? Is the fact that Dexter's back...
Helping Harry? Well, no, but hold on. He says this like we've had like a brand new lease of life into Harry. Harry's the same old Harry.
I know, but I wonder... Yeah, but...
What made him think this?
Yeah, but he's not...
Was it the killing again?
He's distanced himself from Harry.
No, he's back with Harry.
I wonder if we'll see Big John appear again.
He fucking better.
At the marina, Dexter contemplates his brother Brian, believing that he must say goodbye in order to reconnect. He removes the Barbie head from his keychain and says goodbye to his brother. He drops the Barbie head into the water. Brian leaps out and grabs his hand as if he's not willing to let go, but Dexter just like calmly but firmly takes a hand off of his and just lets him drift into the bottom of the ocean. And Dexter tells his brother to rest in peace, because I am. And that's it. We're done.
I am the one who knocks. I'll give it a 7 this episode. I enjoyed it. Hope it's not the last to see already. But Dexter's he's slipping up. I mean, he's back killing, but I think he slipped up big time here. Quite a few times.
What, just because of the drugs thing?
Yeah. And also the thing with Dokes. I'm surprised Dokes didn't fucking be like, we've never done anything like this before.
I think Dokes is on to him anyway. Does it really matter at this point?
No, but, well, true, but, you know, like, trying to get Little Chino, and I know it wasn't broad daylight, it was at night, but I mean, fuck me. Sloppy. Sloppy.
Anyway, guys, that is it. That's it. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 as well. Why not? I mean, another decent episode. Consistent as always. We'll catch you in the next one. We're back for Season 2, Episode 3 next Friday night. Because Friday nights are good for fighting. Or, in Dexter's case, killing, I guess. That's it. Catch you in the next one. Till then, peace.